Hey everybody, it's Tuesday. We're back. 2023. Am I right? You excited about all the new games we're gonna talk about this year? I know I am, right? There's there's just so many things coming out, like a lot of stuff coming out. That's gonna be great. But not this week. No. The top and only game this week is Scrap Riders for PC and Switch. It's like a point and click adventure game, kind of mixed with a like a Streets of Rage style brawler. Yeah, that's what we got. That's it. Sorry. I guess let's talk about notable titles from the past. Um, hmm. But man, you know, I feel like I'm confined in this space. There's like oh, there's walls here. Oh, let me out. Hold on. I'm gonna push the frame. Let me out. See, I can't get out. I can't get out. Or can I? I can go out. I can do this. I can do it. I'm gonna get out of here. You understand me? Done. We're done being in this little space here. We're not confined anymore. No, we're gonna go out and we're gonna have a great time talking about old games. Are you with me? Are you with me? You want to talk about some old games? Let's do it. Let's talk about old games. Well, this is it. Just just in my car. Did that break the zeitgeist? I don't know. Okay. Well, I guess we'll talk about notable titles. 10 years ago, Kentucky Route Zero Act 1 came out on PC. This is I don't know if you call it a point and click adventure game. It's a narrative game. It's an adventure. I guess it's an adventure game. You're like a delivery driver who's looking for this address on a road called Dogwood Avenue or something like that. And it's not on any of the maps. And so you stop at a gas station and you ask the attendant like how you get there. He's like, oh, you got to take the Kentucky State Route Zero. And you're like, well, that shit's not on the map. And he's like, yeah. You just gotta, who knows how to get there? You just go to this farmhouse, and that's how you had to get there. So you go to the farmhouse, and the lady's like, well, you got to go to this cave and drive through this cave, and that's how you get to the Route Zero. But the cave is too small to drive through. Like, you have to walk, and you meet another lady there, and you get on this weird, like that, those, like, railway car things where you, like, push it up and down, and you go through this cave, and you get out, and you're like, well, that didn't do anything. So you go back to the farmhouse, and you, like, look through this, like, TV or something, and then you see the truck driving through a tunnel to Kentucky Route Zero, and then the game is over. It takes about 30 minutes to do that. You could, like, explore the areas around, but that's about it. The thing about this game is it's very odd and surreal. Like, a lot of kind of weird, crazy things happen in it. They're very inspired by, like, David Lynch. So, they got that going for them. Anyway, normally I have food when I do these, right? I should have some food. What are you doing? I got food. Okay. Are you gonna share? Ah. It's a taco. It's good. I like tacos. This is very odd. I don't understand what you're doing in my car. I don't know. I only got 2. I'm pretty hungry. Okay, fair enough, I suppose. I mean, if that's really what you want to do with this, you could. I just don't understand, like, what people get out of it. Why are you being so negative? I just don't understand what is so negative about what you're saying. You're just saying a lot of really negative things. Everything about this is kind of stupid. Like, you really think the 12 people who watch this really care? They probably don't. They're probably not even watching this part. Okay, so, like, what should people be expecting? Oh, so you're gonna badmouth tacos now? You're just gonna badmouth me? How are you gonna badmouth me? I didn't do anything wrong. Give me a break. The game sounds stupid. You played this? You liked it? Idiot. Okay. Well, that's just, that's what you have to say. I guess we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes, right? Anyway. I'm gonna leave. Is that okay? No matter what you do in the future, none of this matters. The game doesn't even have an ending. That was it. Kentucky Route Zero.
The notable title from 20 years ago is Panzer Dragoon Orta for the Xbox. Created by Sega. It was not made by the team who worked on the previous games. It was made by a different team of developers. But they all seem to really kind of like care about the series. Like everybody who joined it was really into Panzer Dragoon. It's one of those games, like, you ever heard of like a comedian's comedian, right? I think for like game developers and people who just really like, like the hardcore gamer or whatever you want to call them, I think they really like Panzer Dragoon as a series. And so you put aside whatever, project you're working on. If somebody gives you the chance to work on Panzer Dragoon, you go work on it. So these guys at Sega, were chomping at the bit to get to work on a Panzer Dragoon game. Originally, it was thought to come out for the Dreamcast, but the console was it wasn't powerful enough. It was lower spec than they were, than they wanted it, and they had all these grand ideas about what they were going to do in the next Panzer Dragoon game, and the Dreamcast just couldn't do it. Well, obviously, Sega lost the console war, and they bowed out in like 1999, 2000. And so when they became a software developer, the team looked at the specs of the Xbox, and they were like, okay, all right, I think we finally have the console that can play the game that we want to play. So they went ahead and they made it. The stuff they added in, it was like a free roaming camera almost. Not quite. Like, you didn't have full control over the camera with a joystick or anything. You had to use your trigger buttons to change the angle that you were facing. And really, it was just kind of like a front, north, south, east, west, whatever you want to call it, front to back, side to side. And you would do this. You would have a HUD on screen. You would see your enemies, and that's how you would know to switch angles. You'd shoot at them. Switch back. You could change your weapon type. There were 3 different types of weapons that the dragon could shoot. You know, like a mid-tier weapon, a slow or like a weaker but really fast weapon, and then a slower but very strong weapon. And yeah, that was pretty much it for Panzer Dragoon Orta. Great game. One of the best I've ever played. Like, honestly, one of the best games I've ever played. If you've never played Panzer Dragoon Orta, I strongly recommend you check it out. Yeah, I'm going to leave you with some footage here, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. Yeah, it's on Xbox Series X and Xbox One, backwards compatible. You can download it digitally. It's fantastic. Get it.
Well, here I am, talking about old games still. And we're going to go over the 30-year-old notable title this week. Hopefully you can hear me over this pissing fountain. Talking about Alone in the Dark. This was a PC game released in 1993 in January. Well, I guess technically it was released in 1992 in Europe, but it didn't come to America until 1993. So we're going to talk about it now. If you don't know what Alone in the Dark is, it is a survival horror game. Like the first one ever made, probably. Made by a company called Infogrames. They mostly did ports, I guess, at that point. And they had ported a 3D game, a 3D polygon game for PC, you know, around start of the decade, 1989, 1990. And they're like, hey, 3D polygon graphics are kind of where the future's at. So let's make a game that's 3D polygon based. So one of their CEO, or the co-founder, whoever, had an idea to do a game that was all set in the dark. And you would just like turn on a light to like see where you were going occasionally. And this kind of got the wheels turning in some of the developers' heads. And like, hey, we could make a scary game. Stick it in a creepy mansion. And you go around looking for shit in this mansion. And zombies are there. And like werewolf kind of things. And you know, typical scary stuff. When it came out, the game was very popular for its graphics, for its tone, for its style. It used this cool, like, they had to 3D render the back, or they had to 2D render the backgrounds and then put 3D polygons over it. So to make that happen, they had to have fixed camera angles, and this is what kind of gave Alone in the Dark its look, so to speak. Copied later by Resident Evil, which launched the survival horror, but this was like the forefather to all of that. By today's standards, the game kind of sucks. It's really slow, and there's a lot of like ways to die that aren't like telegraphed, so it can be kind of annoying. But yeah, I mean, for what it did for video games and the way it brought horror into games as a regular theme, I think we can be forever grateful to Infogrames for that. So, you know, God bless those Europeans. This is it, everybody. I hope you had a good experience with this week's new format. I know I did. What will the format be next week? I don't know. We'll see. But, I don't know. Anyway, until then, I'll see you later. Sometimes I sit in the dark and I think and I contemplate why this was all here. And the answers never come.